Hello, everyone. This is Kareem Canson, the encourager, here to motivate you and inspire you in your life, your career, and your business. And I want to thank you all for joining us here at Be Encouraged TV. Listen, we have an exciting program today. I have three wonderful guests. From our same publisher from Fielding-Lowe and Company Media, and you all are going to be just blessed what we're doing. And so I want you to actually share this right now because we have some great people coming on. And so I'm going to bring on my first guest. Her name is Rhonda Wright. She's one of our co-publishing team members. And so we're just gonna get started. So, Rhonda, how about you introduce yourself and tell us the title of your book?
My name is Rhonda Wright. The title of my book is Knowing Jesus in the Broken Places, Wounds Healed by His Scars.
Wow, knowing Jesus in the broken places. So let's just that title right there is no joke, right? And so it's very impactful of a lot of things, and just why did you write this book, knowing Jesus, and tell us the title of the book again.
Broken Places, Wounds Healed by His Scars. The reason why originally it was going to be titled From Addicted to Delivered. This was like over 20 years ago. And it was really, really graphic. And I wrote it out of an emotion of anger. So the Lord put it on hold. And He revealed to me that even though I was hurting in my life and things just seemed to overwhelm me, He was in there with me. I wasn't alone. And it was by, the Bible says it's by His stripes you are healed. And He was showing me different areas to where He was maturing me, He was growing me, and He was mending those wounds, those hurt places, those places of unforgiveness, those places of why, those places of what am I supposed to do? Those places of when I just didn't want to exist. And He showed me that He's always wanted me. He's always been with me. And He made a promise to not ever leave me. And He gave me this title. And even the cover was a vision because He's just sits with me. Doesn't make sense.
Wow. He just sits with you. I mean, if you look at the title of a book, right? Broken. I'm just going to point out broken places. There's many of us that get broken, right? And I call it the freeze. We're in a freeze season where we're just frozen by being broken. Can you talk a little bit about how in your book, is there some tips or information in there? Like, how do you get unstuck from being broken?
Okay. So when I have to go back a little bit,
all right.
When I first got saved and I accepted the Lord Jesus, one of the first scriptures He gave me was in John, when He met the woman at the well, and how He said that this water that I give you, you won't thirst again. And that always stuck with me. That was over almost 30 years ago. And one of the first chapters is Him meeting the woman at the well. She was in a stuck place. And her guilt, her shame, her embarrassment, and what people said really affected her. And He sat and He waited for her to arrive. And in the book, I get kind of dramatic, and I'm like, what's going on in her mind? Like, what are you doing here? Nobody's supposed to be out here. And who's this guy? And when He addressed her at her place of need, and He addressed her in her area of brokenness and made her and had her speak truth to Him by her acknowledging, okay, so this is where I fall short. This is where I need to deal with me. And He says, you have said correctly. And it's when we come to that place of acceptance, the truth of what Jesus sees and how he sees us and receives what he says, is when we're able to move away from that stuck place, as you call it,
Yeah.
from being bound. And what did she do? She ran off, dropped everything, and said, "Come see a man." He
Mm,
just delivered me, told me everything about me. I don't know this person. And he told me everything about me. You have to come meet him. And that's what I think, finding out that he really does care, even if you feel
wow.
like nobody else cares. He really does care. We use the word love, and I know he loves us, but love is thrown around so easily. But when we start interjecting words like "he likes me," "he cares
Yes.
about me," it really hits us where our heart is at, because that's what I believe, that's what I desire, for the Lord to care and to like me.
Wow. That's awesome. Awesome. You know, if anybody is well, no, people are listening. They're gonna hear this right repeatedly. You need to hear from the one who created you. I'm gonna say that again. You need to hear from the one who has created you.
Yes.
And many times we as people are trying to tap into, and I'm just gonna say it, Ouija boards, Clio, 1-800, tell me what my horoscope is. And the thing about it is that we're searching for things that's not going to help us, right?
Hmm.
There was a book that came out many years ago. I know you all gonna probably throw things at me. It was called The Secret, and you know what they were saying, the secret's inside of you. Now there was a little bit truth to that. The secret is already inside of you, but it's not your inner being. It is God who created you, who
Right.
created you in his image and his likeness, and now he's trying to ask you, would you take the next step? and
Hmm.
and so you know what, y'all, Miss Rhonda is saying some stuff. And so as you talk about your book, like, and you talk about healing, how did you get healed from your scars?
I have scars. Um, I had to stop forgiving. A lot of times the Lord will say, "It's not what goes in a man that defiles him, but what comes out." And he was dealing with me.
Mm,
He wasn't dealing with what happened in my childhood. He wasn't dealing yet. He wasn't dealing with how I perceived other people and my core beliefs. He was saying, "It's you that needs to be
wow.
cleaned. It's your heart that's hard. It's you, when you come out your mouth from the side of your neck, that affects how others are affected by you." And I needed to seek him on, how do I be like you? How do I change? I want to be okay. And he started with "forgive yourself."
Wow. Say it again.
Jesus
Say it
said,
again. Say it again, Miss Rhonda.
"Forgive yourself," because we all make mistakes. We're
Yeah.
infallible. We're not perfect, and we're going to continue to make mistakes, but we have to continually forgive ourselves. He's already forgiven us.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And working through, okay, I messed up, acknowledging and being accountable. Okay, I screwed up. This is where I screwed up. This is my part. I don't have to take on anybody else's part, but I need to take on mine. This lady has said to me, I went to her and I complained, and she said, "What part did you play in it?" I'm like, "But that's not why I came to you." And she's like, "But what was your part?" And I had to look at me, and I forgive myself. It's a process. It was a process, but I forgive me.
I know. And you know what? And that's one of the biggest things that people, hopefully you can walk away from this, because I know there's people that are watching this that are in a broken place, right? They're in a place that's saying that, "Woe was me, I messed up, I made this decision, and now I'm dealing with the burdens of that decision." And in order for you to get broken free, you got to forgive yourself first,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I've been it through myself, making bad decisions, oh no, or making decisions, and now the result of those are, there's some consequences. Like, I remember when I bought 3 investment properties, and then the market collapsed in 2008, and then the tenant stopped paying me, and I had to figure out, what do I do with this? And I said, Lord, I made the decision to buy these properties for myself, not for you. And
Mm.
and can you give me direction? And he gave me direction, and I sold all the properties, right? And so, um, yeah, we gotta forgive ourselves. So what else? Where can people find your book? What do you want them to do, as it relates to your book? And are you looking for people to bring you in to speak? Are you looking for people just to buy your book? I mean, how can they connect with you?
I'm open to everything. Whatever doors the Lord opens, I'm gonna walk through. This is a blessing and it's an opportunity for people to come to know Him.
Mm,
That's my goal. It's the book isn't for popularity. This was on my heart because I work with broken people. I work with people who are traveling the path that I was on in search of freedom, in search of wholeness. And my desire is that when people read my book, that they will see the Holy Spirit in it, that they will have a deeper relationship with Him. It's all about Adonai.
yeah.
That's His name. It's all about Adonai, Yeshua, and Rahakadash. It's all about the Trinity. And that's what I want people to get out of it, and just to know that He really, really does care for us.
Wow, wow, that's awesome. I mean, there's people out there that need to hear that they are loved,
Hmm.
right? And what you said, that right, Adonai, the Lord, Jesus Christ, he loves you all. You that are watching this live, you that are going to watch the replay or listen to the audio, right? He loves you. And if someone doesn't tell you today that you're loved, we want to let you know that that
Yeah.
that God loves you all. Right. And so, Ms. Rhonda is one of our team members at our great publisher, Thea Low Fielding. She does a great job. I'm gonna pop her link here if anybody wants to get their book started. She is a great publisher, Thea Fielding-Lowe, and so she does great things and has definitely helped us out to craft our book. I can't wait for my book to come out also. But our topic today is tears of joy. And you're probably saying, why did we pick that topic? And I remember talking to Thea, and we're listening to the people that we're going to interview today. And I said, how about we just call it tears of joy?
Mm.
Because we cry a lot, but then sometimes after the tears, joy comes. And
Amen.
so, Miss Rhonda, hey, you have 1 minute left. Feel free to share some more knowledge about your book, knowledge about what you want people to receive from what we're talking about today. And I know that you all want to stay on, because after we interview everybody individually, at the end we're gonna all bring all of the authors back and have a conversation together. So, Miss Rhonda, last minute words you want to share with the audience.
Um, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. And yes, I look.
All right, show that book again. Show your book again.
Get your healing.
Right? Knowing Jesus in the broken places, healed by his scars. Wow. I
Yes.
want to thank you very much
Thank you.
for joining us today. And we're going to bring you back when we all have a conversation together.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Are you all happy? Are you all just like, just like, wow, that was some impactful stuff, right? You got listen. All I can say is that we have some great authors today. The next person we're going to be bringing up is Xsance Love, and I truly want to tell you all that this is a treat. All right, let's say it again. This is a treat because um, I think this is the first time that here at Be Encouraged TV that I interviewed three people at one time. But it's also a great thing because we are part of a great publishing company, the T Fielding-Lowe Media Company, and we're here. Want to share information with folks, right? And share information that you could be an author. You could bring your story. You could bring your information to the masses. And so we're here sharing this. We also know that this is September 11th, 20th anniversary, and I think it's very great that we're doing this because people have experienced brokenness, people have experienced pain, and we want to let people know that there's some authors that are encourage people around it. So I'm going to bring on my next guest here. Um, and it's Xsance Love. And Essence, if you could introduce yourself and tell us the title of your book.
Hello, my name's Essence, and my book is Overcoming the Journey, the Battle of the Mind. And
Can you say it? Can you say it again a little bit slowly so everybody
okay,
hears the title of the book?
my book is Overcoming the Journey, the Battle of the Mind.
Wow, overcoming because I like to slow down and write stuff down. Overcoming the battle of the
Overcoming the
mind,
journey. Overcoming the journey, the battle of the mind.
overcoming the journey, right? The
Right.
battle of the mind, right? And so the reason why I always tell people, hey, slow it down a little bit with that the book title, because I want people to get that thing, right? Like what? Overcoming the journey, the battle
Mhm.
of the mind. That's no joke. That topic's no joke, right? So let's talk about why did you even write a book like this and why this topic?
Well, because I had an ongoing battle in my mind, and so it took me a while to actually really write the book because I was supposed to write it a long time ago, but last year God was like, "You need to write a book," and then this year God was like, "Essence, you need to write your book. People need this book, so they could help you. I mean, so I could help them, and so God
Mhm.
could deliver them from that battle that they go on in their mind." And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow, that's no joke. That's no joke, right? And if you think about that, people need healing, right? And so the mind is a muscle. The mind is very important. So, was there something that you went through that you wanted to write this book as it relates to overcoming that journey and the battle of the mind? And was it something that you wanted to share about the topic? Why this topic and why now?
Well, I was bullied growing up. I didn't have my dad in my life. I grew up in church, trying to battle that, and with all those things going on, and I just didn't feel good enough about myself. I know bullying is like a big factor with children, and I know like a lot of people with trauma that they go through in their life, they need something to help them.
Wow, wow. So you went through bullying.
Right.
Um, how did you deal with that going through it? But then, um, what happened? Was there like an event that helped you out through it, or were there people to help you out with bullying?
Honestly, some people did try to help me, but the thing about it with the bullying, I never really got over it until like I was in college. So it
Wow.
took me a while to really cope with it and to be able to allow God to heal me.
Wow. So right, so being healed meant what? Like, what did that mean to you?
That meant to me, I could be free. Like I don't no longer had that battle in my mind. Like I no longer felt worthless. I felt good about myself. I remember that God said I was chosen, that He loved me, and that He cared for me. I didn't have to worry about anything because I knew that I could trust Him and He had control over my life. And I knew that He had a plan for my life. And I knew that God was going to use my story for His glory through everything that I've been through.
Well, listen. You dropping some nuggets here. You drop. So there's one thing that I love to do is interview people, but then I like to pick up the nuggets that they drop. Um, let's talk about. You say glory, right? You mentioned glory.
Yeah,
One of the things that people sometimes don't see is the glory of God,
right.
right? And you're attaching the glory of God to being healed of bullying, right? And this is a topic a lot of times we don't talk about, right? And bullying could happen in school, could happen in the workplace, it could happen, among friends.
Right,
And sometimes people say it's because of what I did. That's the reason why I'm being bullied.
right.
And then we take that on, right? And so you're talking about healing. And I want to thank you for even sharing about your story, sharing this in the book, because it is a battle of the mind, right? And we need to help people get free. So I just heard when you say glory, it just came to my mind. So what do you want people to walk away from when they read your book?
I want people to know that no matter what they've been through, that there's a way out and that you're always gonna have like a battle in your mind, but it's up to you how you handle it and how you give it to God. So
Mm,
you just have to give him control and allow him to work in your life.
wow,
And
you
that
got
you have to stay in that place. That you're
can
able to be free. And when the trials do come and when stuff do come your way, then allow God to help you. And then it will be okay.
wow, wow, right? One of the things you said is that not what I'm hearing, not doing stuff on your own,
Right.
right? And we as people try to do that I'm gonna say many of times, right? And we try to take on issues and problems, and a lot of times it gets weary, right? It gets weary because now we're trying to make the best decisions for the situation, and so I want to thank you for sharing with that. So where can people buy your book?
It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Noble. Um, it's on some other websites too, but you could get them on those websites too. I'm not sure which ones they were, but I know the main two you could get them on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
All right, it's on Amazon, it's on Barnes and Noble. I think I also put in the comment section our publisher's website where you could go check us out. Um and so if
Oh,
I was a person that was was being bullied and I was scared to reach out, would you give anybody tips about that?
I would say to reach out. Even though if you're scared, you should definitely reach out. It may seem difficult
Mm,
because I did have a person that bullied me, then also had molested me too. I was scared and I didn't tell my mom or anyone until like years later. But you should tell when the moment happens because you don't want it to get any worse and you don't want to hold that inside. So it's best to tell in the moment. Even if you're scared, just do it because getting help could help the process and the healing go faster.
wow, wow. Well, I truly want to thank you for sharing your story and also putting a piece about molestation in there, because we as people are taught not to share. We as people are taught not to share the family business, don't share adults' business, um, and then we hold on to stuff ourselves, right? And then we say it was our fault. So I want to thank you for your courage. I want to thank you for even sharing that, because some people are gripped, and I think I was talking to Rhonda. Some people freeze, and a lot of times we don't know how to get unfrozen,
Right.
and that's the reason why. I'm writing a book that's going to be released, and of course, our great publisher Thea is helping me put it together, called Grown Up Mental. And it's a book about my story of growing up with two parents that struggle with mental illness. And a lot of people are saying you shouldn't write the book. A lot of people are saying, yeah, I think it's going to be great, but it has taken me a long time to even feel comfortable to even share a little bit of that story. Why?
Right.
Because you're thinking about other people, you're thinking about yourself, and what will people say. So I want to thank you, Essence, for even sharing about that. And so because people need to hear your story, show your book again. I want people to see your book, right? Right. Look at that great book cover, right? Overcoming the journey, the battle of the mind. And if you could get your mind, I'm talking to anybody, right? If you can get your mind to it's a muscle, right? You got to exercise it to do different things that can help people. So, what else? What else you want to share about your book with folks? Feel free. We got a couple of minutes before we bring on our next author, but go ahead.
I also talk about my book about not having my dad in my life too. That also played a factor in my mind too, because I know a lot of people grow up without a parent in their life, so that could cause a factor. That could cause rejection, feeling neglected, and I also was bullied in church too. So you could be bullied anywhere. So with that, you
It's true, right? And so many people say that, oh, you're going to be bullied in just in school, right?
you
It could be in a religious setting, it could be at work, it could be in business, it could be in your neighborhood, and so many people forget about that, and
right,
people need help, and people need outlets, right?
you
And if we could, and I think we here as authors are taking first of all, we're taking something that's personal and making
right,
it public, which takes a
you
lot. And then also we're trying to help people,
right,
right? If by us sharing our story could help somebody else to do something, to say something, right? Or to be able to get some help is huge, right?
right,
And that's why I remember, that's why I was asking you, what did you do, to get healed. And so, is there resources? Is there resources out there that people could search, or would you direct people, say for instance, someone's scared to tell their parent, or say for instance, their parents that is doing the bullying, um, would you direct people to anywhere trusted advisors?
I would say if you can't really, if you're too scared, write it down and like give it to a trusted adult.
Hmm.
And I also say pray too as well, because God could help you too, and it's also a good outlet to pray to Him, and also to read your Bible as well. If you don't have one, you could just look up Bible verses based upon how you're feeling on Google,
Yeah.
and that will encourage you and help you feel better.
Yes, yes, right. And so that's so important, right? Reaching out to people, also making sure that you talk to trusted people. And so I truly want to thank you, Essence, for allowing us to interview you here at Be Encouraged TV. I know that after I interview Dorothy, we'll come back and in a couple minutes, and then we'll all have an open discussion and just have a talk. And so I want to thank you very much, and I look forward to our conversation with everybody a little bit later. So thank you.
Okay.
All right. All right. Awesome. That is great. I mean, all I can say is that we have such an impactful group of authors with our publishing company. And I truly want to thank, you know, Thea for putting this together. She is a great person, and just to have a publisher that is helping people to get their story out there. And so, our publish company is T Fielding-Lowe Media Company. We put information in the chat. So if you're looking to actually bring a book to life and to make things happen, you definitely want to, take a look at the publishing company, because it's just going to help you get your story out. And so, um, just want to let you all know that this is some impactful information from the authors. This is information that they decided to show up and share. in which is great. And so we'll bring a couple of them back after we finish our interview. Our next author, Dorothy. I know I saw her pop in, waiting for her to pop back in so we can bring her up. But you know, if you have a story, right? If you have a story and you're looking to put it in black and white in book form, you know, take a look at a publisher, take a look at the publisher that we're working with, right? And the Fielding-Lowe has been doing some great stuff, and has really truly helped people to get their story out there. So, you know, it is an opportunity. Yes, writing a book is not easy, right? It takes some sacrifice, it takes some time, but it's definitely, if you want to get your story out there and it's going to help people, why not do it? So it is just an awesome opportunity to even be here interviewing these great women here, talking about their story, sharing about their book, their trials, their tribulations, and their triumphs, because it's an opportunity for people to share. And so here at Be Encouraged TV, we love to interview people that have encouraging products, services, or a message that they want to share with people and help people. And so that's why we're here. So we have one more author that we're going to be interviewing very soon, Dorothy Cooper-Browne. And it's great. And so just a little bit plug, I do have a book coming out titled Growing Up Mental, a son's story about growing up with two parents that struggle with mental illness. And the book is being written from my side of the story of how I view things, but then also giving people tips about what do you do if you have a loved one or a family member or a friend that is struggling with mental illness, and how can you help, right? And so I know as a Black man, usually we do not talk about mental illness, and this is something that took a long time to even get up the courage to even share and write. And so that's what we're going to do. So I see my my guests down here, Dorothy, Miss Dorothy Cooper-Browne. We're going to bring her up and let her introduce herself, and we're going to get rolling. Hello, Miss Dorothy. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good, good, good. I am glad that you are here, and one of our team members from our publishing company, Miss Dorothy. And so, Miss Dorothy, you can introduce yourself and tell us the title of your book.
Okay, my name is Dorothy Cooper-Browne, and the title of my book is 4 Stages of Abuse.
Wow. 4 stages of abuse. So I want to definitely say thank you for joining us here today at Be Encouraged TV. And Miss Dorothy, please tell us, why did you write this book titled 4 Stages of Abuse?
Okay, the title came from the states that I actually lived in and the states where I was actually abused. So we start out where I was born, which was in Columbus, Georgia. I came to live with an aunt who lived in Beckley, West Virginia. I moved from there with my boyfriend to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and then from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Camden, New Jersey. So those are the 4 states where the bullying and abuse actually occurred.
Wow. And can you have your book? You can show us your physical book?
Absolutely. I have the book. Can you see it?
4 States of Abuse. Awesome. Where can they get your book?
It is on Amazon and also Barnes and Nobles.
Wow, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So let's talk about let's right, so I had Rhonda on talking about broken places. I had Xsance on talking about the battle of the mind, and I have you on talking about abuse. What can you share? Because I know some, you got to ask people,
Right. Well, my abuse.
What happened to you that you could share, right? But and then also, um, why share this book now?
I have thought about writing the book for about 30 years after I came through that storm. And for some reason or other, I would start it and then just get distracted and just never go back to it. I have two sons that encouraged me to write the book. Also, my husband encouraged me, but things just kind of kept getting in the way. I feel it just wasn't the right time. I'm a faith-driven person, and I just felt during the pandemic, I had some extra time on my hand, and God said, okay, it's time to get this book out there because, violence has always been around, but being talked about more these days, and people are, doing a lot more sharing these days.
All right, all right. So how did your family encourage you to write about this? Like,
Well, I don't think they specifically were speaking of just the abuse angle, but as the different things that I had gone through in my life, they felt was worth, again, sharing. But the biggest portion was the abuse and the bullying.
wow, wow. Well, we all need encouragement, right? And so,
Absolutely.
and many times sharing personal, deep information, it takes a lot, y'all, to get the courage to even share, right?
Yes, it did take a lot.
And so that's one of the things that people, they just see, all right, this person, Miss Dorothy, wrote this book, yes, she's sharing about this information, but just to even get up to the point to share it takes a lot.
It was a journey. It
Mm.
was a journey,
Yeah.
but it
So,
also was a cleansing journey. And I also have been in therapy for quite a few years. My therapist also said, you need to put this down on paper, share it. I always felt I wanted to do it, as I said, to let others know that they don't have to stay in that situation. If a person loves you, they're not going to physically or verbally abuse you. That is not love.
could you say please say that again? Please say it again.
If a person loves you, they will not physically or verbally abuse you. That's not love.
Wow, thank you, Miss Dorothy. The reason why I had her to say that again is it's so important for people to hear that, right?
Yes,
Because what we have seen growing up sometimes is not love.
that is true. And I grew up in a generation where the expression was, you make your bed, you lay in it.
Mm.
The man is the boss. You listen to what he say. So, I mean, we've covered a lot of ground as women, and now we're more considered, I would say, equals, as opposed to the man being the one that says and tells you how to act. And if you don't act like he wants you to, he wants to force. And I know men also suffer from abuse. I know it's not just a women's issue, but it's definitely an issue.
It's a huge issue, and I want to thank you for bringing that up, right? And I feel no type of way. I'm a man, right? So say what you got. Say what you got to say. Yeah, we got to get this together. I'm trying to tell you because I would tell people, I don't care who you are, male or female, if someone's physically abusing you, that's not love.
No, absolutely not.
It's not love, and you need to run. Well, they provide for me. Well, yeah, they also are hurting you physically and mentally, and you can't distinguish what is love and what is abuse.
Right. And sometimes it gets so ingrained in you, you hear that so much, you doubt yourself and you start to thinking that you're the one with the problem. And so you need to change your attitude because it's just over and over and again, you're hearing the same thing and you don't have a lot of confidence in the first place. So if people keep tearing you down instead of building you up and tearing you down, you start to believe, well, this is maybe who I am. Or maybe, I'm pushing a button that I shouldn't push. So you're like walking on eggshells trying to not do the wrong thing to get somebody, get the person upset.
Yes, yes. I mean, all I can say, I just want to say thank you to Thea for even thinking about having an interview you all and doing this all together, and also such on a huge day as 9/11, the 20th anniversary,
Yes, yes.
to really just think about that. I mean, what you're saying is impactful, and so just like when I was talking to Essence, she's talking about the battle of the mind, and that is what the abuser is doing. It's trying to break your mind down from what is right and what is correct to believe something different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, if you don't have that confidence in the beginning, it's not going to take much to sway you to the other side. Because if you have somebody saying that you're not worth anything, that you're not attractive, that you're stupid, you know,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden it's like, okay, they keep saying that. And then you doubt yourself. You doubt yourself.
Yes, yes. There is somebody right now that is watching this live, or they're gonna watch the replay or listen to the audio. You need to hear this. You need to hear this because you are saying to yourself right now, how do I get out this situation?
Yes, absolutely.
How
And you
how
have
who do I
to have
call?
faith.
How do I run?
Yeah.
Mm.
And a lot of
Say
times
it. Go ahead,
people
Mr.
don't have
Arthur.
support. A lot of times people don't have support. I was one of those people that didn't have an extended family or this special person that I could go to confide in. So this was kind of me on my own, but I did get a lot of support from my sons. And they only took it to a certain level, which I asked them to do because I didn't want him to become abusive to them, which he was not abusive to them. He just basically ignored them. So I was his
Mm.
victim.
Which is which is as a form of abuse also.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. I'm just blown away, y'all. I am. Today has these stories, these books are the authors have given up something of themselves to share with the public to help other people, right? We
Absolutely. That's exactly, like I said, that was my main purpose of finally deciding to put this on paper because I know it's happening every day, and especially with COVID, and you're shut in and you with that person, you can't go out and hang out with friends or go to the bar and have a beer. You're stuck in that house, and it's really, you're confined and you can't get away from it.
So true. Yeah, I remember talking to mental health professionals and other people in health and human services, and they said that the sad thing about COVID is that we don't know what's happening in people's homes.
Absolutely.
And like you said, because everybody's shut in, you're not seeing people, you're not talking with people, you're not getting out, and you just don't know. But usually you will see people, at events, or you go to work, or you go to your business or functions, and now you don't know what's happening.
Right.
And the silence is probably even more silent because you don't have opportunities to talk to people.
That's it. He's keeping it all bottled in. And
Mm.
the abuser is also used to being out and getting away, and now he's stuck with you, and all of that anger or hurt or whatever is going on with him. It's not. He can't go out and have a beer and chill. He's sitting there and
Mm.
you across the table,
Mm.
and so now what's going to happen? He's
Wow.
frustrated. He got to take it out on somebody.
Mm. So as we round up our individual talk, is there something that you want to leave with the people? Because I know after we finish our individual interview, we're gonna bring everybody back and we're gonna have a group conversation. So you can share last minute words individually with everyone.
I would just say that again. Um, Make a plan. There are women's shelters There are a lot of support systems that were just beginning when I went through my experience was over 30 years ago. So there's so many other avenues that a person can take now. If they just speak up, because most of the time you're afraid to speak up, but if they just speak up and get a connection, that could be a good help. It's not a matter of, okay, I've had this, I'm going to walk away. You got to have some sort of plan. You got to have somewhere to go. So there's a lot available for women and men now in abusive situations. Take advantage of those.
I like that. You know, take advantage of speaking up, because it's so important to do that. And you know, reach out, right? Reach out to
Yes,
folks,
yes,
because you don't know what anyone's going through. And so I want to thank Miss Dorothy for being here. I'm going to bring up Rhonda and Essence, so we all can have like a group conversation. And so Rhonda, Essence, get ready, get your videos ready, because I'm gonna bring you up soon. And then we could feel free to just like answer question if people have any questions. If people have anything you want to ask us, feel free. But I truly want to thank you all for being here with us here at Be Encouraged TV. Um, we are so grateful that you all decided to be interviewed by myself. Also want to thank Thea for putting this together, and the great publishing company of Fielding-Lowe Media Company. And so feel free, anybody just based on what everyone said, anybody else want to share something, feel free, Rhonda, Essence, and Dorothy, to share anything that you like.
I just would like to thank Thea for putting this together. I've known Thea for a lot of years. We worked together, and then she left and started the publishing company. I'm glad we kept in touch, and she has been a big help through this whole process. So I just really want to thank her and give her her props. I needed a little pushing a few times.
I know, yeah, she's been awesome. She's been awesome. Anyone else, Rhonda, Essence, you want to share anything?
Yeah, I want to thank her too. She's really patient.
Yes.
um, she's really patient, and she's very thorough. I'm grateful that I met her during this process, and I believe God opened the doors for us to come together, because we're going to be doing some other things, and I'm like excited about it. And hi,
Yeah,
ladies.
Hi.
I know, right? She does a good job. And so I want to say something, because I'm the only male here, and I think I could say this. It takes courage for a woman to speak up. And I want to say, forgive us as males for not encouraging that. And we got to do more, brothers, to encourage women to speak up. And also we got to respect the woman that God has put in our lives, right? And so they're
Mhm.
their daughters, their mothers, right? Their aunties, their cousins. And so from me to you all, I want to thank you all for being even open to even sharing today, and also writing the books that you have written.
Thank you so much too for having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Essence, you have anything? I think you want to share anything, Essence?
But yes, I also want to do a shout out to my mom because she helped me too, and without her, I wouldn't be able to uh get through this journey. Even though I didn't realize it then she was there for me, but looking back, I
What's
see
your,
that
what's your mother's name? What's your mother's name?
her name's Olanike.
Ola Nike.
Yes.
We want to thank you, mother, for encouraging your daughter. All right, so listen, where do we go from here? Right, you all have some great books. I want to tell people you definitely want to go to our publisher's website. You definitely want to, if you want us to be a part of an event that you have, feel free to do so. Of course, all of we're all authors, so if there's opportunities you want to plug us into any events, any talks, any virtual interviews, hey, right, this is what we're doing now. So, um, feel free. Anyone, if you want to share something particular or you have something coming up, feel free to share that at this time.
Well, next year, we're going to have an event here in Dallas, Texas. It's called Thick Skin. No, shoot, thick. Yeah, think tough skin, tender hearts, and where Thea is going to be one of the speakers, and it's going to be a weekend of self care. And I'm excited about it because I believe that God is going to make a way, and this is part of the healing journey of how we can surrender our broken areas to Him also. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome, awesome. Anybody else want to share anything that's happening or coming up for you, or something that you looking to do, and somebody might be watching to plug you in to what they're doing?
Oh, I'm gonna be putting out some merch out that's gonna say chosen to help people realize who they are. And also I also have my own podcast. It's X is the X, and I talk about my book. I'm gonna be also talking about how to overcome that battle in your mind, how to deal with bullying. I'm also doing a YouTube channel. I already have some videos on there as well, but that's also gonna be a way I'm gonna reach out with the same stuff, like with talking how to handle that battle in your mind, how to handle emotions that you go through, how to deal with things that you may go on in life as well. And I also have TikToks, which is gonna have short videos as well. Same topic, and that's XDX one, and yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I have a couple book signings coming up. I just don't have the information in front of me right now. One I know is October the 23rd, and then there's one that's coming up. So I'm going to make sure that it gets out on Facebook and gets out on my author's page. I don't want to give incorrect information, and I'm not that good with dates, but I do have two book signings coming up within the next couple of months.
Awesome, awesome. That is great. I mean, you all, all I could say has definitely encouraged me today, for sharing your story, and also encouraged me because I have my book coming out soon, Growing Up Mental, and I could tell you it has been last couple weeks rough as it relates to still feeling um, fine with releasing the information in the book. And so just hearing you all today encouraged me, like, people have to hear it and we have to help people um, to share our story.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you all for being our guest today. Shout out again. If you all looking to get your book published, please go to the website that's scrolling on the banner, tfieldinglowecompany.com, and connect with our publisher, Thea Fielding. And, we are thankful for her. I want to thank you all for your time, for even being here today, and the people that's watching the replay. Please share this with somebody else. And I want to thank you, Miss Rhonda, Miss Essence, and Miss Dorothy for being here with me today.
Thank
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
you. Bye.